quite like it because I play this kind of systems with the black pieces, so why not play them with one extra move with the white pieces?
Yeah, maybe that's what Magnus Carlsen was doing. He's just playing a waiting move, trying to play a black opening but with one extra tempo. And yeah, there's not going to be a transposition to any Carragans or anything, but White's last move, it was at least very flexible. He can still try and occupy the centre with pawns. He still has many options. The good thing with White is that there's a bit of leeway. Even if you make 2 or 3 silly moves, you tend to have an okay position. I mean, it's just odd to see him thinking at this early stage, and eventually he does push his king's pawn forward. That would have been a good move on the first turn. Right. It would have been a better move at least. Now that bishop is under fire from black. That pawn, sorry, is under fire from black's bishop, and yeah, Magnus Carlsen now he will have to take a timeout to just defend his central pawn that he just pushed. A bit odd to see Magnus Carlsen spend almost 2 minutes at this early stage. But I wouldn't be surprised if by move 5 we've got a brand new position that's never been seen before in the history of chess.
So why would Magnus start off like this? What would be the reason? Is it to amuse himself? Is it to entertain us? Is it to surprise Maxime? What would be the reason?
A bit of all of those.
Yeah,
sure.
I think maybe it's a surprise just to kind of get Maxime out of his prepared ground. Because you have to remember, Maxime is a specialist in his openings, and he has studied them, he has played them for years and years and years, and maybe Magnus was just like, you know what, I'm just a bit bored. Let's just play something else. And yeah. And but you know what? When I saw Magnus make that first move, I saw a smile, and I also saw a smile from Maxime when he responded with his first move. So I think the two players have a nice sense of humour.
Yeah, if it was anyone else in the world, that first move I would have said a mouse slip. But Magnus Carlsen, he does freestyle quite a lot, and actually just playing these fresh positions that he hasn't studied before, it just gives him a bit of creativity.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Is there danger in the position?
I don't see any immediate threats. I would do the same with Anka. I would just bring my knight back as black here. Maxime just recomposing himself. I mean, the last 5-6 moves, they happened almost instantly. Both sides had seen that whole that whole sequence in advance, and now, okay, Maxime did bring his knight back as we were suggesting, but maybe that was actually a mistake. Maybe both of us were mistaken. Maybe Maxime was mistaken as well, because now Magnus, he's actually offered to sacrifice another pawn. Magnus about to go 2 pawns down, but he has a cunning idea in mind to justify that sacrifice. If we bring up...
But what was this? Oh, Maxime has...
Maxime Vachier Lagrave just resigned.
What?
He didn't even think about it. Maxime Vachier Lagrave resigning, Magnus shocked there. We saw, normally that faces when he blunders, but there it was just surprise that his opponent threw in the towel and resigned.
Why do you think Maxime did that? Do you think it's too early for him to resign?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for black. It's hard to even find a move, but I mean, he has 11 minutes on his clock. He has nearly 12 minutes on his clock. At least think about it. At least try to find a way to fight on. But unless we're getting mixed messages here, unless something's gone wrong, it does look like Maxime's resigned. But both players are still sitting at the computer. Did Maxime misclick? It's a bit of a mystery right now.
Well, is that possible to actually misclick and resign? I don't think it's possible to misclick or resign. You can offer a draw and then accidentally resign. I've done that. And yeah.
I mean, we have to find out what's been happening there. We have to wait for news, because either way it's surprising. And both players' body language look like they're kind of still focusing on the game, on the current position.
Definitely looking at this, but as far as we know, Magnus Carlsen has won this game. Maxime Vachier Lagrave resigned a little bit too early, but we do see on the board that Magnus did have a great advantage in this game, and what a fantastic start for the world champion, David. I mean, 2 wins in a row, and one of them against Maxime Vachier Lagrave.
Yeah, and I mean, just the manner of this win especially. I mean, just 5 moves ago, we thought White's position was a bit congested, a bit blocked up, and just Magnus, he foresaw this whole variation.